Hi folks, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Natasha and I do book things here. Today's video is going to be a Stephen King Sunday. So today we're just going to talk about some of the used books that I've picked up recently, just to sort of add to my collection. I'm basically trying to acquire all of Stephen King's work to date as sort of like inexpensively as I can, basically. Whenever I find them used, whether that be a big library sale or Value Village or garage sale, or my mom finds them somewhere or whatever, we grab them. Yeah, basically I do have a notes app in my phone that has all of his work, and I just sort of like check to make sure I don't already own it. I do definitely have doubles of some of his stuff that like I've just randomly ended up with, and I'm like, oh whoops. So I'm going to show you guys the ones that I picked up in January. I do have a really fun order coming in from Amazon of some like very specific covers that I'm going to start collecting soon. Also, I do have a book here that is a bloody Stephen King book. The title is not a lie, and I will show you guys that. So a couple that I found at Value Village. The first one is this big hardback book. This is 4 Past Midnight, and this has, I believe, 4 or 5 different short stories in it. I love Stephen King short stories because you can kind of go through, you can mark out where they're at, and you can read them. And typically in book like this size, they're anywhere from 200 to 250 pages each, so it's like reading a short novel almost. So this one includes Straight Up Midnight, which is an introductory note, which is one of the reasons I love his short story collection, is typically he'll talk about like why he wrote stuff, which is awesome if you're me and you're like a big fan of like an author, kind of get where their brain was coming from. We also have The Langoliers, which I believe is about an airplane, and Stephen King is actually terrified of flying. For those of you that don't know, it's one of his biggest fears. And then we have Secret Window, Secret Garden, which I believe was a Johnny Depp movie. We have The Library Policeman, and then The Sundog. So there is 4 in that one. This is from 1990. There's of the face on the back. You can pretty much tell by the picture on the back of these books what year they came out. So then up next I found Nightmares and Dreamscapes. This is from the same publisher, Viking. You can see by the code down there. So they actually are like the same height and stuff, which is just sort of like nice to find. This one is from 1993. Because he zoomed out a little bit. This one has more short stories, where 4 Past Midnight is more short novels. This is definitely short stories. There's a ton. There's Dolan's Cadillac, The End of the Whole Mess, Suffer the Little Children, which I've heard is supposed to be really good, The Night Flyer, Popsy, It Grows on You, Chattery Teeth, which I've heard is supposed to be good, Dedication, The Moving Fingers, Sneakers, Home Delivery, Rainy Season, My Pretty Pony, Sorry Right Number, The 10 O'Clock People, Crouch and The House on Maple Street, which is supposed to be good, The Fifth Quarter, The Doctor's Case, Umney's Last Case, Head Down, Brooklyn August, and then there's also some notes. So this one I'm definitely going to go through with post-it notes and mark off where all the short stories are. Nice to sort of like inhale one every now and then, because this is a big book. Like this is, about 800 pages. So, reading a short story almost a day would be nice. And then all of the rest of them that I found are sort of like mass market paperback, which I don't typically like except for Stephen King, because I can very easily throw them in my purse, and I am going to be replacing them with covers that I like, so, whatever. This one that I got is from a Buick 8. This is a Stephen King book where he talks basically about a killer car. He did the same thing in Christine, so I'm really curious to read this and then also read Christine and figure out like which killer car I like better. Oh yeah, so another thing that's really interesting about this book is the stuff that you can find in used books, which we'll talk about the bloody book in a second. But so apparently somebody went to Jesus Christ Superstar and got like a flyer that tells you like all about the artist and stuff. And then halfway through this book there is a Christmas card. And it says, "My husband, I love you. That's about as simple as it gets, but I hope you know how true it is. To Tom. We have a good life together. It's busy, complicated, and rushed, but it's our life. I love you through it all. I always love you. Merry Christmas. Love, Tanya. XXX OOO." You never know what you can find in used books. I love it. It's kind of funny. So next I have Doohickey, which is about a man who works at a construction site. He like loses his arm and decides to go to his like holiday home and falls in love with this woman, and he decides to start painting, and his artwork opens up a portal to like her demons or something. I don't know. But I like the fact that there's some art going on in it, and I like that, so we'll see. Next, my mom found me Bag of Bones. This is a big, like, little Big little paperback. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. 700 and some pages. This one follows like a man who's grieving his wife, and there's some sort of like ghost woman. To look, but like I really like this ghost lady in the lake, so. Also, this book is covered in like what is believed to be coffee of some sort. I don't know. Who knows? And then while I was at my mom's house, I actually found my old copy of Carrie. This is one that I've had for like years and years now, and I wrote in it on the inside, and it says Natasha. Carrie's pretty much a classic, the first Stephen King book. By the time you're watching this, I probably will have read this in January, or I plan to, because I'm getting in a new copy that I want to like annotate and stuff. But yeah, I've read this many, many times back in high school, loved it, and I'm excited to reread it because I forget like the little details in it. Pretty much most of us by this point know the entire story of Carrie based on the 2 movies. The first movie was better, just saying. And then also at Value Village I found these, which are super cool. I love these, although I am missing the final one. This is the Green Mile, but it's broken into these tiny, tiny, tiny little booklets. And there's 6, but I have 5 here, so I think I might actually go on Abe Books and try to find the 6th one. The Green Mile #1, the 2 Dead Girls. Then we have #2, which is The Mouse on the Mile. Then we have #3, which is Kofi's Hands. #4 is The Bad Death of Edward Delacroix. And then #5 is Night Journey. And there is one after this. So I might start to read The Green Mile, but not finish it. Alright, and then lastly, we're going to talk about the bloody Stephen King book. I got this at like a garage sale, yard sale years ago, and it was up in my other bookshelf for a really long time, and I just never grabbed it, and whatever. But anyway, because it's mass market paperback, I never grabbed it because I just wasn't into reading them at the time. But this is like a short story collection that has a bunch of like short stories that I really want to read now, and so I grabbed it and was like, okay, like we'll take a look at it. So this is Skeleton Crew. And this is the one with the clapper monkey and all that stuff. It's pretty iconic, and you know, it's nice and like worn in and stuff. And then I opened it. I didn't realize this at the time, but that's definitely blood. Actually really no denying that that's blood, and it seeps through like multiple pages. It's pretty gross, I'm not gonna lie. And so now I'm stuck with this book that like I really want to keep. But yeah, so now I'm stuck with this book that is, you know, soaked with blood. Human blood? I don't know. Animal blood? I don't know. Ghost blood? Maybe. Stephen King's actual blood? Possibly. Including The Mist that I really want to read, and I'm kind of like grossed out by this scenario. So like, what do? Do I like cut this section of the cover out? Do I keep it? Do I like just throw it in the garbage? I don't even want to touch, like, I want to wash my hands. So yeah, I don't entirely know what to do with this, but it's great that it's been sitting in my house for like 10 years. So that's fun. I don't even know what to say about that. It's just kind of weird, and I don't entirely know what I want to do with this. I'm definitely going to get a new edition at some point and throw this out, but then I don't want to like throw it out because I do really just want to read the short stories in it. So let me know in the comments what you think I should do with this. If I should just literally burn it in the trash. I don't know. So anyway, that wraps up Stephen King Sunday. Let me know down below if you've read any of these, especially any of the short stories in any of those books. If there's one that you've read that sticks out to you, let me know in the comments down below. That just wraps up Stephen King Sunday. I do hope you guys are enjoying this. I am. It's fun, and I can't wait to talk to you guys about individual books that I've read that I am working on, because reading takes time. So I hope everyone is doing good, and until my next video, I will talk to all of you soon. Bye!